So South Africa is set to host a BRICS summit this month, but there is a catch to that. Democratic Alliance Party, which is a smaller opposition party, has filed an application in the court seeking Russian President Vladimir Putin to be arrested. That's if he plans to attend the summit in Johannesburg. Now, here's the interesting part. Julius Malema, another opposition bigger opposition leader, is against this and says that Vladimir Putin is for South Africa and South Africa is for Putin. So let's get into this video.
Now guess what? That president is coming here. We have a warning for him here in this province. I see the president and the ANC are flip-flopping all over the place. Now they're going to support him, then they're not going to support him, then they're going to be part of the ICC, then they're not part of the ICC. There's no flip-flopping here in the Western Cape. If Vladimir Putin comes here, our law enforcement officers will arrest him and send him to the courts.
Is more than welcome here, and no one is going to arrest President Putin. Everyone who says that is blowing a hot air. I don't think the Premier of Western Cape knows what he's talking about. If he wants to meet his maker prematurely, he must try and touch Putin. No one can do that. Not even Biden can say such a regular statement when it comes to Putin. Putin is more than welcome here. You know, what he said, that Premier of Western Cape, reminds me of the 2019 elections when we were in a voting station after forming the EFF 2014, not 2019, 2014 elections. My brother is a party agent there. And then he sees my grandmother's friends coming in to vote, and they don't vote for the EFF. When he went home, he said to my grandmother, your friends must no longer come here. That day he knew who was the owner, because my grandmother said that is not going to happen. And those people who did not vote for EFF continued coming into our family. So that boy of the Western Cape is a spoiled brat. He just behaves like some young a fellow who feels entitled, and there is nothing he can do. I mean, if Putin goes to the doorstep of his house, he's going to jump like a fanatic. He will never, the mentality of arresting Putin will not be there, because Putin, as we speak now, is a world hero. Anyone who stands up to the bully America is a friend of ours. Even if he's not a communist or a socialist, the fact that he's trying to create a situation where there is no one big brother, but there is an alternative in case we disagree with America, that person is welcome. And that's why the EFF support Putin, and he's more than welcome. This is his home.
One thing you should know about Julius Malema is that he's always been supporting Vladimir Putin, even as the summit gets closer. So this video is just about Mr. Malema being on the side of Putin. So make sure you watch this video up to the end. I'm going to leave my own thoughts at the end of this video. Let's watch.
We are with President Putin, and we want to say to President Putin, it is not us South Africans who refused you from coming into the country. It is Ramaphosa, the coward Ramaphosa, who could not guarantee that we will not arrest Putin. We are Putin, and Putin is us, and we will never support imperialism against President Putin. Comrades, America is threatening us with African Growth and Opportunity Act, that if we don't arrest Putin, they are going to take away AGOA. They can take away AGOA and leave us with our sovereignty and leave us with our foreign policy. We must have the capacity to take a decision of our own. We call on the President of the People's Republic of China, India and Brazil not to come to BRICS summit in solidarity with President Putin. They must say, you touch one of us, you touch all of us.
President Putin must come to South Africa.
everywhere else where Putin will be passing, there must be immunity. Putin is not coming to South Africa. Putin is coming to BRICS. And there ought to be that difference where South Africa declares a certain territories as BRICS territories. The way we do with embassies and all of that. No one can just walk into any embassy here and say, no, you want to pull out a person from that embassy. No, it's not South Africa. It's an embassy of the USA. It's a Russian embassy and all of that. Where this meeting is going to take place, we ought to declare that a BRICS territorial area. And then say to these people, there is nothing we can do. He's not coming to us, he's coming to attend.
We did with the UN when the World Summit was here.
Yes. So, and we allow BRICS to proceed. Those arguments by President Lula and all of them, they ought to take place in that context where they can engage as leaders in terms of the types of the formula and the structure that they need to take in order to have a functional multinational body that will be seized with all these matters. ICC is inconsistent. And America is not a signatory, yet wants other people to be signatories and subject them to the law that they do not subject themselves to. We cannot allow that. So if we are going to continue with ICC without it being challenged, it has to be consistent in the application of its laws. They continue to make mistakes. Bushi, now Biden, in their speeches make reference to Afghanistan because it's haunting them. It's haunting them. Iraq is haunting them. Why did they come and kill brother leader here, Gaddafi? For what reason? There was no need. So, and everywhere else they went in the name of peace, they left destruction. There's no mission they took which has arisen in giving sustainable peace. And therefore, we can't say NATO, it's a peaceful organization. It's a war organization. It's a war organization. And unfortunately, we voted for the destruction of Libya. And when we raised that matter in the ANC, and we raised it sharply in the ANC and disagreed with Zuma, that we were told we were disrespectful. We were told we are young, we don't know what we are talking about. That thing is haunting us. He comes to the Youth League conference, he reads half of the resolution of the UN. When Floyd completes the resolution, because Zuma said no, we said no flight zone. And then he leaves it there. Floyd screams from the back and says, and any other necessary means. Because any other necessary means is the one that allowed these people to enter Libya and distract it. He doesn't want to read that part. And then he says to Floyd, inside the conference, because we're exposing him that you are not reading the whole thing. And China could not veto the resolution. Russia could not veto the resolution. Why? South Africa voted for it. If South Africa had voted against that resolution, China and Russia would have vetoed that resolution. Gaddafi will still be alive. So, and we spoke these things. No one will ever, I mean, people write books about nationalization, about things we spoke about, including Marikana, documentaries are done, and then we just get expunged out of that history as if we were never there, giving a particular perspective which has been proven over a period of time. Because if you do that, you are legitimizing them. Look, I have no regret of saying I want to remain in the ANC. I've got no regret. I would have corrected the ANC from within. Because I've never wanted to form a political party, and I will never form another political party if this EFF expels me. It's not a child's play. You don't just wake up in the morning and then you say you form it. It's difficult. We are still forming it even now, 10 years down the line. I said to them, take my membership, suspend me for 10 years without occupying. No, leave my membership, suspend me for 10 years plus without me occupying any position of responsibility. And you can take us to Cuba, to China for political education. Dariganokom suspended us for 5 years. Me, 5 years. Floyd, 3 years. Magata, 1 year. When we did an appeal, mine changed from 5 years suspension to expulsion. Cyril changed it to expulsion. Henokom didn't expel me. I was expelled by Cyril. And then Floyd, 3 years. Floyd was not expelled. He resigned on his own. And then Magata remained. And then he finished his 1 year. I said to them, leave me with the membership because I knew I don't need to be a member. I had already made a huge impact. I don't need to be a leader. As long as you will allow me to be in an ANC rally, as long as you will allow me to be in the ANC conference, as a cleaner there, as a volunteer who packs, I will kill you. I will finish you. I don't have to be a delegate. As long as I can be amongst you. And then they knew at that time that this request is very dangerous. Because I don't want nothing. Just membership, it's enough. But no, we don't want those things. Then they expelled me. I accepted. Also, when I left, I was not going to form a party. I left.
Okay, so the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Putin like 3-4 months ago. Now, the question is, who would actually arrest Putin? Now, here's the reason why no one is going to arrest Vladimir Putin. The first thing that you need to know is that the ICC or the International Criminal Court has no power to arrest a suspect without the cooperation of the country's government. And on top of that, Russia isn't even an ICC member country, meaning that the court has no authority over there. So why did they issue the arrest warrant in the first place? Well, because it could affect Putin in other ways, such as not being able to travel internationally. Like right now, he can't come to South Africa. He's limited to that. It's either he goes or he doesn't go. So if he sets foot in any of the ICC courts over 123 member states, he would likely be arrested immediately. Funny enough, the US is not one of the members. The question is, do you think Putin will ever be arrested or what? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Should Putin travel to South Africa? What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that every time I upload such videos, you'll be notified. I will definitely see you in my next video. Peace.